everyone. Welcome back to episode 96 of Talkoffamepod podcast with your host, Kylie and so excited to have on actress and founder of Dems Entertainment, Emily D. Margheriti. Thank you so much for coming out, Emily.
Hi. Thanks
Hi,
for
how
having
are you
me.
doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. So, what made you want to pursue a career in entertainment industry?
It's a funny thing when people say, why did you start or why did you pursue it? I feel like it's something that you can't shake. So I feel like with acting, it's a very unusual career path, especially, I just found when I was younger, living in Canberra in Australia, it was something I would go to acting class. I forced my parents to put me into acting class. But I always truly believe I had it in my blood. So my great-grandfather, he was an actor. He did like The Meaning of Life in Monty Python and The Singing Detective and all of that. And my granddad was the one who told me not to do it. He's like, don't act, because his dad was an actor. And I think that made me want to do it even more. Because when people tell me not to do something, I want to do it. But yeah, I just think I've always wanted to act. And yeah, I just started doing classes and I pursued dance for a bit and I still went back to acting and I tried to pursue other things, but it was just always there. Like I always wanted to do it. So I was like, I'm going to give this a proper try. So I did.
I love that. Like from being in Australia, like from being born and raised on Australia, like how was it kind of like for you to kind of audition and live in that atmosphere? Because obviously Sydney is kind of like a big place for acting in Australia itself. So like what was it kind of like for you to kind of grow up in the atmosphere? And obviously you said your grandfather was an actor as well. So what was kind of like to have like actually someone there, to have someone as an actor in your family, this kind of being from Sydney and this acting there in general?
Well, he wasn't around when I was here, so he was just in my blood more so. But I didn't really have anybody that was in the industry in Australia when I wanted to do it. So I ended up going to LA because I got into a movie that was the I Hate Kids film, and then I decided to pursue it. So it's kind of funny because I kind of did things backwards. A lot of the time, you act and you do it in your town or your country, and then you move. But I ended up doing most of my stuff in LA, which is odd, and then kind of then doing stuff in Australia. Yeah.
Hey, so Los Angeles and Australia are still good places for acting. So it's a little the same thing though, but different places.
Different places. You can do it anywhere, I think.
Yeah, you can really do it anywhere, but Los Angeles and Sydney are very good like acting places to act. And so you got to play a role in a horror comedy film, Sissy, that just came out this year. Like, how did can you tell us more about your character in the film itself?
Yeah, so I just came off the film. It's called Sissy, and it's on Shudder at the moment, so you can stream it. But my character, Alex, she is the antagonist. She is. It depends which way you look at it when you watch the film, but I find that she's the victim, but some people they think she's the bully. It just depends on people's response. But yeah, Sissy, it's like a satirical horror. It's a lot of fun. It's about like the era that we're in with social media and I suppose, mental health and how that like correlates with social media and how that can affect you with the dopamine hit when you are on Instagram and you get those likes coming in and all of that. And we kind of delved into influencers and their power and why they have it, because it's a very unusual thing that people just have this power. And yeah, I just find it a fun script, kind of messed up in some ways, but it was fun.
Yeah, like absolutely. Like, what was like your favorite part of filming? Like, was your character kind of similar to you in real life, or kind of like the big thing of social media? Because obviously social media is a big part of people's lives, like right now. Essentially, we're seeing out of COVID, people never had anything to do. Like, how did you kind of like connect to like that role in Sissy?
Well, I think just living in this time in the world where we are using social media as a platform to connect to people, and sometimes it can negatively impact you, and I suppose that's more what they wanted to explore, the writers Kane, Scene and Hannah Barlow, But I could connect to it because I use it, number one. And number two, I mean, it's a funny thing when you say, how did you connect to the role, especially when she's, I suppose, serving the story by being the bully, which I struggle with. I did struggle at first having to be like that, but I could see her perspective and empathize with her. And I think that's the most important thing when you're playing a character. Can you empathize?
Exactly. And so you, yeah, so like, what were you gonna say? Sorry, but like you're like song it off.
You go for it.
And so like you founded a production company called Dems Entertainment. Well, how did you come up with the idea to start a production company?
So I started Dems Entertainment mainly because I just wanted to have some creative control over creating the stories that have been put out into the world. It's a funny thing because I read scripts sometimes, and just as an actor, you get auditions and you get roles. And sometimes I want to fix the script, or I want to like say something about this woman's perspective I don't think that's how it should be. It should be a bit more like this. And I can't really do that if you're just an actor. So I decided to make my own production company so I could create my own stories, create my own work. I could, get the best people surrounding me to help me learn how to create these films, as well as act in them and facilitate work for myself and also for other people in the industry.
I love that. Like, what do you hope like people kind of take away from like, your production company?
Just so people have fun, like watching our films. Like, I just want them to be entertaining. And at the moment, it's more like fun and light and just talking about topics that I find very interesting. Yeah, I just want people to enjoy the films, I suppose. That's why I create, because I love it and I hope other people love it too. So
It's
yeah.
amazing. And so you got to star alongside Tom, Everett, Scott, and Titus Burgess in I Hate Kids. What was it like for you to like work with them on I Hate Kids?
That was like the first feature film I did when I went to LA. It was so much fun. I felt like they were very supportive of me, number one. I just remember being so nervous, being around actors that are successful and have made it. They were so kind, and I had really good chats with both of them. And I feel like, yeah, it was just incredible to be in the room with people like that. And Marissa Tomei was also on that set with us, and watching her, I remember watching her tape. She did the audition, not the audition, she did the scene in one take, and she just nailed it. I was like, wow. And both of them, when I'm watching them act, I just learned a lot from them being on set and watching them as well. So I also was associate producer on that.
It's amazing. Like, do you have anyone that you worked with over the last couple of years that kind of stuck out to you the most, or that's kind of meant to you the most?
Sorry, a person or
Yeah.
Who do you mean, in a mentor kind of way, or do you mean like in a watching them act kind of way?
Well, both, either way.
Either way. I truly believe behind a good creative is a good team, and I do have a really good team behind me. So I would say my team, and then also my mentors. I have a few friends in LA that have supported me. One particularly was Scott Hayes. He mentored me, helped me put on my first play in LA, got nominated for the Theatre Valley Awards for Best Actress, and we won Best Director, and yeah, that was incredible. And he's supported me and helped me create when that's all that I really was dying to do.
I love that. And so, like, what roles do you kind of hope to portray in the future?
I think I have like a newfound love for being the antagonist, so like the bad guy. I don't know why I love it. I really love Rosamund Pike and the way that she flips a lot of her roles. I find she's always like the good girl and it flips, or I love that. I call it the Rosamund Pike flip. I don't know why. I just made that up. But I love roles like that. And I think that I would love to do some more roles like that. Yeah, and there's a lot of things that I'm interested in at the moment. So we'll see what movies come out of Dems.
Absolutely. Like, did you what y'all call it? What made you want to play antagonist? Was there something specific, or was this actress that you listed that made you kind of want to play it?
Well, I got asked to play Alex, and at first I was kind of resistant because no one wants to think of themselves as, you know, the bad guy, but you're acting, number one, but you have to relate and empathize. And I thought that I wouldn't, but I did empathize with her. And I think that we have little parts of ourselves in different characters. So, and that's the fun part of acting. You get to explore those. So I think I'm pretty game to honestly play most roles, but as long as I can, you know, relate to them and tell their story.
Yes, you kill a girl, you can play anything, all right? And so the final question is, what is some advice for upcoming actors that want to make it in the industry?
For actors, I would say just keep creating, like act every day, pick up something and read it for starters. I think with acting, like with anything, if you just think about something, it's just an idea, you know, I just want to be this, I want to do that. But I think by actually actively picking up something and acting every day or working towards it every day, you are doing it, and therefore you're not wanting to be it anymore, you are creating. And that's all it is. It's people that are hungry and people that are obsessed with their art. So I just think just keep creating and keep doing it, and don't be afraid to do that.
100%. I totally agree with that. And so thank you so much for coming on the podcast. It was so great speaking with you. It was so fun. We'll definitely keep in touch for sure. Thank you so much, and good luck with everything.
Thank you so much.
Great speaking with you. Talk to you soon.
Talk to you too. Bye-bye.